Most people believe McDonald's is in the business of selling burgers. They are dead wrong. McDonald's is the most successful real estate empire in human history. They don't make their billions from Big Macs. They make it by owning the most valuable land on Earth. But what if they decided to use that land to overthrow traditional governments? Through a clever corporate structure created in the 1950s, the corporation buys up prime intersections, city squares, and high-traffic locations globally, leasing them back to franchise operators. Today, they hold over 40,000 sovereign plots of land across 100 countries. They already own the ground beneath your feet. Now, imagine a global economic crisis. As national currencies collapse, McDonald's triggers a secret corporate clause. They stop accepting local money. Instead, they declare their 40,000 locations as sovereign, extraterritorial corporate embassies. Step inside the Golden Arches, and you are no longer in the United States, France, or Japan. You are in the McRepublic. As the national fiat currencies hyperinflate and traditional banking systems freeze during the crisis, the corporation makes its first aggressive move. They completely ban cash and credit cards issued by central banks inside their perimeter. If you want to purchase assets, fuel, or even food within their territory, traditional money is worthless. McDonald's demands a harder, more stable asset. For decades, economists used the Big Mac index as a joke to measure the purchasing power of currencies. Now, the joke becomes reality. McDonald's introduces an asset-backed digital token, but it isn't backed by gold. It is backed by their multi-billion-dollar agricultural supply chain, internal energy grids, and the physical land they occupy. In a world where paper money is turning to ash, the corporate token becomes the safest currency on the planet. Small businesses and citizens, desperate for economic survival, begin moving their capital into the corporate ecosystem. McDonald's offers them a deal. Register your business under our corporate charter, and you will pay 0 state taxes. In exchange, you pay a fixed fee directly to the corporation. Within weeks, thousands of prime city blocks across the globe transition from state jurisdiction into completely private economic zones. To understand how this bloodless coup is legally possible, you have to look at the contracts governments signed decades ago. McDonald's doesn't operate like a standard fast food chain. In almost every major country, their land is protected by complex international trade agreements and bilateral investment treaties. Under these laws, foreign corporate property is heavily protected from state seizure. If a local government tries to forcefully shut down a McDonald's location or reclaim the land, it triggers catastrophic international lawsuits and economic sanctions from global trade tribunals. The corporation didn't build a military force because they already weaponized international law. But legal protection is useless if the state can just turn off your water and electricity. The corporation anticipated this. Over the last decade, under the guise of corporate green energy initiatives, McDonald's systematically equipped their locations with independent logistics. Most modern restaurants are fitted with proprietary solar roofs, industrial-grade power storage walls, and localized water filtration systems. More importantly, they own the world's most resilient food supply chain. While public supermarkets face empty shelves due to collapsing national supply lines, the private McDonald's fleet of trucks continues to move goods across borders seamlessly, completely untracked by local customs thanks to private corporate shipping corridors. As municipal services in traditional cities fail, the McRepublic introduces its ultimate product, the McCarter Agreement. This isn't a loyalty program. It is a digital citizenship contract. For a monthly subscription paid in their digital token, ordinary citizens gain access to clean water, reliable electricity, encrypted communication networks, and basic medical care inside the corporate zones. In a crumbling society, the Golden Arches stop being a place to buy cheap food. They become fortified, luxury oases of stability. And millions of desperate people are more than willing to trade their constitutional rights for corporate security. Realizing they are losing control over their own cities, Western governments finally attempt to strike back. Central banks declare the McDonald's digital token illegal, labeling it an unregulated shadow currency. Tax authorities issue multi-billion-dollar fines, and local governors threaten to send public police forces to physically evict corporate managers and break the Golden Arches. For 48 hours, the world stands on the brink of an unprecedented constitutional crisis. The global public watches in absolute silence, waiting to see if a corporate entity can truly withstand the raw physical power of a sovereign nation-state. But the politicians underestimated just how deeply embedded the corporation is within their own halls of power. Over the past 70 years, McDonald's has been one of the largest corporate political donors in history. Through a vast web of shell companies, offshore trusts, and elite lobbying firms, they practically funded the election campaigns of half the current Senate and Parliament members. The moment the state threatens the McRepublic, the corporation flips a switch. Secret digital ledgers containing decades of offshore transactions, illegal campaign contributions, and highly sensitive personal data of top government officials are quietly leaked to the media. The political offensive crumbles from within overnight as a massive wave of resignations paralyzes the government. For the remaining rebel cities that refuse to yield, McDonald's deploys its most devastating weapon: absolute logistical starvation. Since the corporation controls a massive percentage of agricultural land, processing plants, and cold storage distribution hubs worldwide, they simply stop shipping food supplies to state-controlled supermarkets. They don't fire a single bullet. Instead, they just redirect their automated delivery fleets away from public zones and focus exclusively on their sovereign oases. Within 72 hours, the state-run districts face severe bread lines and artificial famine, while right across the street, inside the borders of the McRepublic, the lights are bright, the electricity is stable, and the food lines move with machine-like efficiency. Faced with total economic paralysis, public unrest, and a complete collapse of their tax bases, governments around the world have no choice but to officially capitulate. One by one, prime ministers and presidents sign historical corporate treaties. Traditional borders become completely obsolete. The state is downsized to a mere administrative shell, responsible only for basic infrastructure outside the corporate zones. The true legislative, judicial, and economic power shifts permanently into the hands of the corporate board. The old world order, built on constitutions and social contracts, is officially dead. In this new reality, human rights are replaced by an automated rating system. Your freedom of movement, your access to clean water, healthcare, and digital assets depend entirely on your corporate loyalty score. If you violate the brand's economic stability, express public dissent, or drop your social productivity metrics, the algorithm instantly revokes your digital access token. Your smart home locks down, your utilities vanish, and you are legally evicted. The corporation doesn't need prisons or barbed wire when they can simply delete you from the infrastructure and cast you out into the dark public world. The transformation is complete. The golden arches are no longer a sign for a fast food restaurant. They are the new global gates of civilization and absolute corporate governance. Today, this is just a radical simulation. But as tech monopolies grow wealthier than central banks and private corporate entities continue to buy up the physical land beneath our feet, a terrifying question remains. How much of the ground you walk on does a corporation already own? This is What If Commerce. Subscribe for the next market simulation.